Hi, I'm Kevin Olega. I'm the writer for callcentertrainingtips.com, and this is my first video about bad luck and looking for work in a call center. And last night I had a Facebook chat session with a friend, and he told me he's been having bad luck with looking for work. So I get this a lot of times with different people who are unemployed, usually friends and friends of friends. So different versions include, I haven't been hired, so the call center job is not for me. Or it looks like I'm not good enough to get hired. Or I'm convinced that I'm not qualified to work there. Or sometimes it's as simple as, malas lang, gusto ko pero ayaw sa akin eh. So, they usually end up saying something like, looks like I'm gonna have to get back to insert a low-paying job. So when this happens, I ask them about their experience. And I've been asking these questions since 2007, and by now I figured out the top 3 most important questions to ask. So I think this is useful if you're a spouse or a parent who has a loved one who's down because he or she couldn't find work. And here's a secret. This also works if you're that loved one who couldn't find work. So, question 1. How many interviews have you had? If the answer is less than 15, I would suggest please spend more time looking for work. In my experience, it takes people an average of 1 to 3 rejections before giving up. Others, they take 4 to 5 rejections, but usually not more than that. So my suggestion is you grow some balls and you take that rejection and you use it to get better. So if your answer is more than 15, I think you're unlucky. Nah, I'm just kidding. Have you done all that you can to improve yourself? Maybe you haven't. Leave a comment in the blog or send me a message and I'll see what I can do to help you out. Because chances are there's only 1 or 2 things that you need to change, and those 2 things are the only reasons why you're not hired yet. So the good news is as soon as you figure that out, you're good to go and you're as good as hired already. Now, question number 2 is how many call centers have you walked into? If your answer is less than 20, and come on, you can do better than that. Work on finding work, seriously. Don't be a modern one, tamad. So, your next step is to walk in and submit your resume to the nearest call center. And hit me up if it's less than, if you hit 20 and you need help. If you've applied to more than 15 call centers already, then I'd have to congratulate you. You're getting the hang of it. Now, maybe there's something else that you can work on that, that's stopping you from being hired. Now, ask yourself, what problems do you have with your job interview? Are there questions you can answer? Do you think you speak English well enough? Or do you speak confidently? Do you have like a professional call center resume? Did you have trouble with some kind of call center interview question or something? If you do, I wrote some tips on the site to help you out. And if you need some additional help, send me a message or leave a question in the comments. I'll be more than willing to help you out there. Question number 3. How many job applications have you sent online? If it's less than 50, please send more copies of your resume or submit more job applications on JobStreet, JobsDB, at different companies. Applications tend to get lost in the mail, i.e. spam folder, or they get ignored because of obvious reasons, so on and so forth. But it's okay. Before you get quality, you need to get through quantity. Send the applications in large numbers. So, if you've submitted more than 50 applications, that's great. I'm gonna ask you to repeat the process. But before you do, please check out the call center resume writing tips that I wrote. Maybe there's something that you need to improve there. If you're not getting the results that you want, I suggest you walk in and apply in person. That way you can secure yourself an interview, and at the same time, you can ask your interviewer for some tips on why you got rejected and what you need so you could move on. Before I end, I'm gonna tell you a true story about myself. When I look for work online, I send out 200 to 300 job applications to different companies. How do I? It takes me 2 days to do that. So I don't read the full job descriptions. Yeah, I know. I skim through it and look for the words female only. So obviously, when I see female only, I don't submit an application there. But if I don't see it, I basically apply. I don't read if I'm qualified or not qualified, because chances are I am, or I believe I am. And from there, I print 30 copies of my resume, and I keep going until I have to print another batch. It takes me an average of 16 to 20 interviews before I get hired. The reason it's 30 resumes, because before, if I had to reprint another 30 copies, then it means that I'm really looking for work. If you only have like one or two, you're gonna get depressed if you don't get hired, and then you're gonna have to print another one or go to a print shop to print another one. So yes, I do get rejected, but I don't take it as a personal rejection. It's just that maybe I'm not qualified for that specific interviewer, and there are more opportunities in the world, so no need to go emo or suicidal in some cases. Not me, you. Sometimes the company's culture doesn't fit my standards, or maybe they don't pay high enough. And as a result, I'm not gonna take that offer. So remember, some will, some won't, so what? Someone's waiting, so shut up and move on to the next one. I can't emphasize that enough. Now, 2 things to remember before I end. 1, the numbers tell the whole story. And 2, the harder you work, the luckier you get. Now, do you still believe that you have bad luck? Feel free to share in the comments below. Thanks for watching.